You are listening to Maximum Pew Pew, an actual play RPG podcast. Maximum Pew Pew follows continuous storylines and are meant to be enjoyed from the beginning. This episode is part of a special selection of bonus Extra Life materials and may contain spoilers for any associated works. In this episode of the Shrine of Tamoachan, the party contends with an incapacitated ally.
Generate Skuttle or something.
What spells did he prepare for you?
Not remove poison or lesser restoration. I have remove and bestow curse, revivify. So if you get turned to stone, we're probably fine. Actually, let's look that one up because I don't know that one well.
Actually, it heals you from being dead.
All right, what if we kill her and then revive her? Because that would lift the.
Does death remove poison?
Yeah.
So revivify is basically breath of life from Pathfinder.
So kill and then revive.
You touch a creature that was died within the last minute. Creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
Let's do that.
And it does not restore any missing body parts. It requires diamonds worth 300 gold pieces.
Maybe in my loot.
Did he prepare that for you?
Yeah.
We scooped up a bunch of.
So I guess we can assume that I have gold pieces, or diamonds.
Diamond dust.
Given that this character, aside from the art, doesn't actually have clothes written down, so who knows?
Want to try to revive that way?
Well, maybe what you ask him, like, do I have revivify or not? You tell him it's prepared, but you don't know.
Might be a chance that we can take.
Yeah, then you're awake at least, and with 1 hit point.
Yeah,
Well, and if he says you don't have the diamonds, then you could argue with him that you should be able to swap that spell out then. Just saying.
Just trying to get you back in the game, man.
I don't care. This is fun.
I'd say...
Revivify.
See, remove poison is also a potion that often gets dropped in places, too.
That could work, though.
You got the pass-through fireplace like my house does. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this gear you gave my character.
The gear.
What gear?
Right, that's exactly my point.
Oh, yeah, you have a pack. You have a...
Well, he's talking about his prepared spell, the spells that came prepared for.
We have the possibility of killing.
Yeah, if we
Skuttle and bring it back to life.
Yeah, assuming my gear includes enough diamond to cast the revivify spell that I have memorized.
Do we? We don't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, if you have it prepared, you have it prepared.
Right. It's prepared.
Oh, it just has an expensive material.
Is it a $25,000 diamond?
No, it's only 300.
Yeah, no, you would have it then, because I wouldn't have prepared it for you if you...
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't... It's a one-shot. Like, I wouldn't have made the sheet with you a prepared spell that you
Right.
Is this how we want to bring Skuttle back, though?
Well, I mean, it just involves a little casual murder.
I mean,
I'll do it.
Who's not down with that? Is
okay, and I thought that I wasn't going to be giving you guys any time to do anything.
I'll do it.
But okay, well, we have to resolve the combat.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
sure. Let's get out of this.
All right, so
if you survive this, then we'll talk about how you bring Skuttle back.
To maintain my character's status as a neutral character,
yes,
I need you to carry around Skuttle and use her as a shield.
You can't do anything too good.
Okay.
That way, I don't have to murder her.
I can do it.
Broman, easily persuaded.
I can do it. I'm loyal to Skuttle.
Yeah, we can have this conversation before I remove your disadvantage on will saves.
I think we have to.
It's the only way.
It's the only way. Let's do it.
The ends justify it.
Protection from poison.
Machiavellian system.
It just protects you. It doesn't heal you.
If it is poison, you neutralize the
poison. Yeah, you neutralize the
Oh.
protection.
Yeah, protection from poison also does the same.
What level is that?
It's a 2nd level abjuration.
But
nice.
So
we don't have to kill her.
We could ritual it.
Don't you have to have it memorized to do that?
No, not a ritual.
Really? Is that true?
I don't know if that's true. I trust I trust Drannon, even though he's the one that his character is going to get the benefits of that.
I will learn this because this is a brave, exciting
You'll have
world.
some time to look it up.
Yeah.
Well, you guys and time.
We have to.
So that was 10 minutes.
Yeah, we have to fight a dust zombie
go ahead.
giant.
I'm gonna go.
Axe is conveniently in the wall.
Elbow deep in the rules.
To the hill.
Yeah, so we should.
This is what I do.
Yeah, basically.
We're right on top of it. It doesn't have its action.
I think
You can't amend your complaint without filing a motion.
So we need our.
You can do it once as a matter of course within 10 days.
So we get to go first, maybe?
We'll see.
Do we have enough initiative to go first?
You're a cleric, right?
So the initiative order is Rashid, Broman, Girethdra, and then the monster.
Is this monster...
Tlokez Popolo.
Can we talk to the monster and make it like a crustacean?
Is it amenable?
It's Rashid's turn.
Will it acquiesce to our our diplomacy effort?
We did bring it back to
Only
life.
one way to find out.
We did bring it back to life.
Maybe it has a thing for scarves, for very, very slight
It's
elves
about to
and
have a thing
scarves.
for scimitars. How far away is this thing from me?
You guys, I mean, in my head, you guys kind of have to look up over the thing to have taken the loot and inspected it. So you're kind of standing around this thing's coffin. So, I mean, that's a long way of saying, like, probably like 10 feet.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 1 second. So
He wants to be far away, is what his deal is.
so not more than 10 feet.
Yeah.
Got it. I'll take my 2 swings then. The first swing's going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Has 7 damage. The second swing is a 18 to hit.
That hits.
That is 8 damage. My math is great, but my memory is not. I couldn't tell you what I rolled first.
What did you roll first? 7 and 8?
So 15.
Yeah. That'll be wrong in post, and you'll have to tell me about it, but that's what I remember hearing.
Get called out.
Yeah. Broman.
Broman's going to take some swings with the great axe.
Okay.
And I'll attack so I can do 2 attacks.
Correct.
And I will rage.
Okay.
Might as well get it all in. All right. I have a 14 plus my... Where's my other? 9, so it's 23.
That hits.
Now I get 2d6, I think, plus I get an automatic 2d6 plus 6. Here we go. Plus 2. Oh, man. 3, 9, 11.
Misses. So what was the first damage you did?
11. No, I did, that was my first one.
Oh, that was your damage. Okay. Yeah.
Damage was 11 for the first one.
All right.
Now I go again.
Yeah.
And I have 9
Can't do it.
and 18.
18 will hit.
That's a better roll. Look at that. How about the 12? Boxcars. 14 damage then. Oh,
Okay.
Wait, 14 plus... 12 plus 10. 22 damage. That time.
Okay.
So it's 33 total.
Broman smash.
33 total.
Oh, from both attacks.
Yeah, both attacks. So it'd be 11 and 22.
It's 48.
48 total.
Okay. Yes, I wrote down 48 and then wrote down 24. That's what
half
happened.
of it.
Yeah.
How did that work?
That's what happened. Girethdra, your turn.
It's got some DR.
Damage resistance.
Oh, well, since it's here, and it doesn't seem to have done anything yet, aside from sit up, I'm going to lean over and touch it and inflict wounds.
Okay.
Big
Can I
wounds.
just spontaneously say I'm going to use a 3rd level slot on this?
Yep.
Okay. This roll is not good, though.
Oh, no, I should have done.
You've, on your spell sheet, I think that's
Right.
got your spell attack.
Maybe we should have knocked
bonus.
the handle off the battle axe so couldn't use it
Okay.
against us.
So that'll be a 14.
That will hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Then it's going to be 3d10 plus an additional 2d10 for overcasting it.
Wow.
5
Get
D10
inflicted.
necrotic.
Come on, one time.
All right. Ugh.
How many was that?
Not many.
Not many.
It's going to be less than the previous spell.
Wow.
So that's going to be 17 necrotic damage.
Okay.
That was the worst 5d6. You guys are fired. No. Or 5d10.
The good news is that even with all of the damage resistance, and you guys inflicted enough bad mamma jamma juju on this thing that by the time that it's been sliced with the scimitars and Broman hit it with the battle axe and Girethdra zaps it with the necrotic touch, that all of the dust flings off of the bones and the bones scatter in the coffin, lifeless once again. You manage to slay Tlokez Popolokos.
Bless you.
Me. Yeah, thank you. Before he was able to come to his full undead power. So,
All right.
Yeah.
One for the good
Through
guys.
force of will, you didn't actually have to fight this guy because he just continues to Dragon Ball style power up the longer he hangs around. If you get him early, then yeah.
It's called the luck box.
Nice.
So great. And
I
let's
wouldn't
talk
agree
about
with that if I were you.
let's talk about the stuff that Broman snatched off of the corpse.
Right. You can get the axe now.
There's a mask and a pendant, which are worth 250 gold pieces. They were the triggers when you removed the mask and the pendant. That's what made him awaken from his eternal slumber. Beneath the mask are fragments of bone, and that has some spherical white onyx scattered amongst them, worth 15 gold pieces. Strands of hair remain on the skull. They are black obsidian, and they're in black obsidian red pipestone tubes, worth 50 gold pieces. There's a diadem of dark opals, worth 200 gold pieces. To either side of the mask are jade earplugs, worth 30 gold pieces. Over the rib
But the
cage
silence
is a breastplate
is priceless.
made of tubular jade, 200 gold pieces. Scattered around the neck through the rib cage, 156 jade beads. That's 156 gold pieces. Bracers of defense, our first magical item. A ring of fire resistance and a ring of animal influence. A jade cube worth 150 gold pieces, and spherical agate, 50 gold pieces. At the feet of the skeleton lie two small containers. One is full of dust. Looks like it could have once been a potion, the remains of an old potion. And the other is a 1-inch diameter piece of mother of pearl worth 5 gold pieces. And then there's another bottle of dust that looks like it used to be a potion. It's a different color than the first dust.
Well, could those be identified or possibly rehydrated?
Possibly either one of those could happen, yes. I don't know that they can be identified unless you're able to find some way to rehydrate them.
We know there's water around somewhere.
I've got a water skin. We
There
can
you
try
go.
to reconstitute them.
All right, let's do so.
So I shake the powder up to make sure that it's not
That's some heavy-duty
settled.
loot right there.
Okay.
I add 1/3 of the quantity, shake that up real good.
How
to
much
get
are you
it,
loving this right now?
to get it. And then once I have that all moisturized, then I put the 2/3, the rest of the water, shake that up real good, make sure there's no clumps, everything.
The day job is bleeding over, isn't it?
Is this like making Kool-Aid? You don't want the clumps.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You got to shake it real good, though. That's the thing that people don't remember. Is they shake it real good first, and then you got clumps at the bottom. Then you got
It's like Yoo-hoo.
oh my
shake it up.
gosh, it's miserable.
awful.
You shake it 10 minutes, have sore arm. If you just do it right the first time.
Yeah, so, you've made 2 bottles of potion.
Oh,
It's up to
is
you
that
on
in the
how
GM guide?
it's up to you about how you really want to figure out what the potions do.
All right.
Maybe it could
You know,
help
in
our friend here.
in previous editions, you could basically, dip your finger in, smell and taste it, and tell what kind of potion it was.
Try it on the.
Is there,
Try it on the
like
sleeping
make a
one.
perception roll or an appropriate skill check?
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. It does require basically tasting the potion and seeing what happens.
Let's see if they work on the dead.
Well,
person.
yes, but if it's poison, we don't know because he's currently. Oh, you're right.
He can't be
all it
poisoned.
can do is
It can't do anything to him. It can
Well,
only help him.
if it's anything other than poison, I could do something.
Well, he can't tell us what it is, though. It's like
If he wakes up, though,
healing.
at least we
wake
don't
up
have to kill him.
evil and turn into a real dragon.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
what type of roll would you like? I'll
Just don't investigate.
I'll dip my. I'd say 11.
Yeah, one of them is easily identified as an elixir of health.
Okay.
And so it's an elixir of health, which I will look up in my handy dandy DMG, is exactly how that's different from a potion from health.
Maybe. No, I don't think so. This restores 4 hit points.
Well, it's because elixirs are made out of alcohol and potions are made out of water. So
Drunk and no.
Unless it's a dwarven potion.
then they're all elixirs.
Then we have drunk dwarfs.
I had a dwarven rogue once. He trained to be a wizard, but when he learned his first cantrip, create beer, he flunked out of school.
But
Elixir.
he was happy.
An elixir of health is a rare potion. When you drink this potion, it cures any disease afflicting you, and it removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned conditions.
We should hold on to that.
Right. We should
Payback.
we should collect
You know what?
as
It's
many
worth a lot
conditions
of
as
that.
possible on one person.
It's worth a lot.
It's quite a bit.
We could sell it.
Yeah,
No, we can't. I'm pretty sure it's past the expiration date.
Well, I'm not going to drink it, and it can't hurt Skuttle. So, I'll try to administer this to Skuttle to get her
Back.
She's not going to mind about the taste or anything.
she wakes up and
Takes 1 hit point.
you know what?
It tastes like bubblegum.
I'm not supposed to do this sort of thing in this game, but it only makes sense to me that Skuttle is gains the benefits of having a short rest while she slumbered for the hour that you guys have been doing this stuff. Because otherwise you can't take a short rest because of all the poison, but you actually got some rest there, Skuttle. So, and Scuttle's awake now.
That's 10.
Oh, I grabbed the axe too.
Oh, what is the other potion?
Yeah, I'll. 2. That's a 9.
4.
Okay, well, since you're tasting it, let's not worry about rolling because that's enough in this game. That's enough of taking a chance that
Scuttle's back to full hit.
whenever you kind of like, whenever Rashid kind of takes a taste of that potion, he blinks into an invisible state for a second and then like quickly snaps back, and from that you deduce that this is a potion of invisibility.
Oh, cork that thing.
What happened?
It was a long story.
You were my shield.
Spiritually.
I was a dragon.
Not-
I was a real dragon. Why did you wake me up? I was big.
I've spent too much potential loot for you to go back in there and fall back asleep. So,
The battle axe has a blade of bronze, and the haft is wound with snakeskin wrappings. The weapon detects as magical, and it casts an ominous shadow in the shape of what appears to be a withered arm.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you walk up to it, Broman? Mm-hmm. You feel a cold chill run up and down your spine
and that's it.
That's all you feel.
as you
ever.
approach the axe. Is there anything else you want to do with the axe, Broman?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Broman just noped right out of that one.
Well, I
I have a
will.
bad feeling about this.
I will step up to this axe.
I just got a bunch of loot.
I will step up to the
I'm
axe.
back
You
alive.
feel a cold chill run up and down your spine.
I just enjoy it for a moment.
Okay.
That's kind of weird.
You've met me, right?
Dark. Cold.
We can
This
still
is a
say it's
holy
weird, though.
place.
Are you going? Or is there anything else you want to do with the axe?
No, I'm just enjoying the presence.
Anybody else want to
Rashid,
go have a cold chill up and down your spine?
Nope. I'm going to take their word for it that it's unpleasant and keep a wide berth.
I think we cleared this room.
Yeah, this is all that's in this room. There's no other doors. It's a big room that this dude was buried in, and he's a big, scary skeleton that you guys wiped out before he could really get moving.
All right.
So we got some loot, and somebody got some rest.
Yeah.
All right.
All things considered, there have been worse rooms.
Yeah, on paper, this room, when you're prepping the dungeon, looks really, really scary because of how big this monster could get.
And then three of us just boot partied it until it could constitute.
There's a balancing act there that a DM has to do about like the initiative rolls and the rounds and stuff, because you could sneak this guy up on, like he could set him up, and then make him stand up, and then he can grab the axe, and then like it could get worse.
Yeah.
And worse, so. But I think that initiative needs to be rolled at the outset, or else there's no way to keep track of the time. Anyway, speaking of time, you guys have 80 minutes left in the dungeon. What would you like to do?
So this tomb was what led us to this tomb was the room with oil, which was hidden by nasty stucco in a hallway.
Right. This was a secret burial chamber.
So this branch has been explored.
It has.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we need to go back into the hallway and
continue
proceed.
down the hall.
Yes.
Are you bringing the oil with you?
We know where the oil is, and it's 150 pounds worth. So I think we can.
Maybe a couple.
I want me to brag.
Bring one.
How about one urn?
You can bring an urn. That's fine.
I'll bring one urn with me.
Or you're just carrying it in one of your hands. So you got a torch in one hand and oil in the other.
See that's
Bottle of
I don't
oil
have-
in one hand so you can go.
Because I don't have a pack.
Well, you
I'm
could.
pretty sure you have a pack.
Yeah, you'll have a pack.
It's not on your sheet, but you have a
Yeah,
pack.
I kind of, and the sheets are kind of goofy because Broman doesn't have anything, but you'll have a pack, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna carry it. I'm gonna take some more with me.
Okay. How many are you taking with you? Let's get
Just
that out
one.
front. Okay.
Right. Because when the fireball trap happens,
We could also do one, and it could be used to explode. It could be a good weapon.
So you guys can
you
go
do that. Just
west.
let me know first.
West back into the crab room, or you can go north down the turn in the hallway.
the turn in the hallway.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Here you find a staircase that goes up for only a few steps, and then it seems that the rest is filled in with clay and stone rubble.
Well, this looks like a dead end.
This looks like the edge of the map.
Yep.
Yeah. Last time I cleared the rubble wasn't good.
You have left the playing area.
It's like the spine of the book right here. Okay, let's...
Turn back or you will be killed in 10, 9.
okay.
7.
We'll go.
All right, let's turn back.
All right, so back down to the crab room. There are the steps that go down into the silt and the mud, and the only unexplored door that you have is the door on the west.
West
So I
side.
guess the door on the west because
West is the best. Any traps?
Trap chicken would be 23.
You do not notice any traps.
Looks clear.
let's do it.
Any? Is there any
Standard,
handles on the door?
Yeah, standard stone door. It's got a handle
Is
on
it
it.
locked?
It's not locked.
All right.
Hold up.
Resistance on whoever's opening the door.
I'll mage hand pull it open.
Very nice. Inside, you see a room that is wet. The walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. There's about an inch and a half of water and mud blanketing the floor. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in the mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing in the northwest corner. On it sits a small metallic three-sided pyramid. Overhead in the shadow-draped ceiling are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the areas above the
You
pedestals.
like the night sky.
I like the dark.
Same difference.
How about?
Whatever you do, do not step on that four-sided die standing on the pedestal.
Yeah, the D4 that's be pretty rough on the tootsies there.
You may pick it up.
I mean that's
I can pick it up from 30 feet away.
Is there any significance to the
Are there any
sky?
blue-
for
any
the-
glyphs?
And everything.
Anything that we
The
can
things
read?
on the
it didn't
ceiling.
come back and bite us when you picked up the bamboo from 30 feet away.
I don't know exactly what to respond to there. What was the what? So you want to know about the sky, and you want to know
If
about
there's anything that we could read.
No, there are no glyphs to read. The tiles on the ceiling are colored to depict a starry sky, and they form and the stars kind of form strange patterns in the areas that are above the pedestals. So it doesn't look necessarily like the night sky as you would know it.
But there are groups of stars above where each of the pedestals are.
And they're strange formations.
Like constellations.
Kind of almost like constellations.
It strikes me as astrological significance.
Strikes me as a
But
trap.
significant to this particular culture, not necessarily
Right.
ours.
We could step back and I could fireball this room, clear it of everything, and then go in.
God,
This
one
not
jug
gonna-
of oil and suddenly he's a wizard.
You want me to get the pyramid?
Can you sneak over
Sure,
there?
let's
Well, there's a inch of liquid on the ground, or did he say water?
I can pick the pyramid up from 30 feet away.
Okay, yeah.
We need a bag of sand that weighs just as much as the pyramid.
Oh no!
I'm only.
That worked out real well.
There's a lot of
I'm only 1/4 kidding.
We don't need sand. We've got mud.
So, how many urns of oil does it take to weigh a pyramid? We'll just swap oil for it.
Let me read. Only one pedestal remains standing. In the northwest corner on it sits a small metallic three-sided pyramid.
How small is small?
Small is like the size of a kitten in this game. So that would be a small.
So
Yeah. It could be anywhere from the size of a kitten to the size of Bilbo Baggins, quite technically, is small in this game. Because anything smaller than a kitten
So
would
one
be
jug of
tiny.
oil, maybe? You can use the magic hand.
I'm not going to
can't
bother
mage
explaining
hand anything
density to
over
Broman.
10 pounds.
Could be very heavy.
Might be.
Right.
I'll mage hand and try to pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up. It's floating there above the thing. Nothing other happens except for that now that it's floating above the thing.
All right. Are there any markings on it, or is it just?
Yeah,
On
I
the-
want
on
to
the-
put it
on
like 10 feet away,
That's what I was going to. How close are you getting?
like 10
On the
feet
bottom
away, and
side.
spin it.
The small pyramid is made of silver. Looks like it's about 5 gold pieces worth of silver here. It looks like it's some sort of representation of a god or a event for the Omen people.
Illuminati.
It's one of those crazy Final Fantasy bosses that's just a geometric figure.
It's a key.
It's like tofu from Resident Evil.
Does it look like it's a key that it could open anything?
No, and as a matter of fact, as you kind of look around at all the other fallen statuary, it looks like it was one of the many statuary that were here that all represented different figures. There's a pyramid that you have. There's a coyote on the floor, a crab-headed figure on the floor, an alligator-headed figure on the floor, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar were all on the other pedestals that have all fallen
One of
over.
these things are not like the other.
The pyramid?
There can be only one. Highlander it.
All right. Well, okay. Then maybe this is just here to waste our time.
Might be.
It's not likely, but
We didn't go into the room yet, though. did
No, we're still standing at the door.
Well, there's like an inch and a half standing water in
Was
here.
it water, or did you say a liquid?
The
white
room
liquid.
is wet and the walls are covered with a slimy white buildup. There's about 1.5 inches of water and mud blanketing the floor.
All right, so it's water. It's
And
safe.
it's like mildew on the sides. And,
There's water on the floor that doesn't protect you from electricity. It makes electricity. Yeah.
right.
Been in
Okay.
that trap too.
Yeah.
I've been in all these traps. I know how these things.
The well,
We still have our bamboo stick.
small victories.
and
Go ahead and check.
did you say there's a door on the other side?
There is a door on the other side. Opposite the entrance into this room is another door. Looks like a standard stone door.
Rock, paper, scissors. Someone's got to
How
go in.
far are the pedestals? Or the pedestals? Some of the pedestals are broken.
All of them were basically knocked over except for the one that was holding the pyramid.
See, I was going to try to.
But
jump.
above all
Yeah,
of where all
like-
the other ones are the strange constellation.
Okay, is there like a walking path that would allow you to hop from pedestal to pedestal without touching the water? You can say no. That's an acceptable answer.
I mean, I don't. It depends. Like for Rashid the sword dancer, yeah, probably.
What about Skuttle the rogue?
Yeah, probably Skuttle. The only person that, well, no, I don't think the Girethdra would have trouble with that either. Yeah, I guess the answer is yes. As I look around, there's no because if there was like a paladin in like a big suit of armor or something like that, then no. But all you guys seem to be.
I have good dexterity.
Yeah, no, yeah. As I look around at the player characters assembled, yes,
this party could probably do it.
How far is the opposite door away? Roughly.
About 30 feet.
All right, I'll mage hand open the door.
Okay, door opens.
That makes that
You can see into a hallway.
Does the water flow, or is it also like an inch and a half standing water in that hallway?
There's a trickle of water and a layer of mud that kind of disappears into the outer reaches of your vision.
Okay, so it's kind of flowing, like that hallway was not wet until we made it so.
Yeah, like there's a stream of water that's now flowing through the door now that you've opened it.
Downhill.
But it doesn't look like it was terribly dry before you did.
All right,
yeah.
Scuttle's going to take off.
I'm feeling the rule about the rule about sewers and dungeons is that if there are sewers, at some point the player characters have to be pushed into them.
Slimes.
Yeah.
I've been slimed.
All right, Scuttle's going to back up 5 feet,
rodeo.
get a run, and just hop pedestal to pedestal into the other doorway.
Please make a dexterity acrobatics check.
I'll join. That's a 23.
It's a 15.
Okay, yeah. So Rashid and Skuttle kind of do hup, 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 and jump over and pedestal to pedestal and get to the other side of the room.
Anime ninja.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is either brilliant or the easiest way to set off every trap in the room.
Yeah.
Because
we're just seeing what's
pedestals,
going
of
on.
course, would be where the valuable things are and what you would trap.
Yeah. So at worst, it's just merely desecration.
And those shards of glass-like constellations falling down on you.
Each one has the Starfall spell attached to it.
Rashid and Skuttle both make it across the room in their daring attempt to go from pedestal to pedestal, playing The Floor is Lava, and winning the game The Floor is Lava, and making it to the other side.
Looks clear.
Broman, Girethdra?
This was done out of an abundance of caution. Please feel free to wade through the inch and a half of water.
Wade through. It's like you're just gonna go so on top of my chucks, man. It's gonna have wet socks, and
That's ankle deep for a kobold.
It's up to my knees. We still have the stick.
It could be like the roads in West Virginia. There might be a hole in here we don't know about.
Right.
It looks
Broman,
an inch deep
just
and you
check
fall
the path
20
with the
feet
stick.
down.
We're going to check the
Let's
path
maintain
with the
some
stick.
dignity.
Yep.
We're going to check the path with the stick.
Yeah, so, and you just kind of follow behind the stick. Yeah, so your toes and heels and your feet get a little wet and sloshy.
Oh, like they're not already.
But but otherwise, you just kind of follow the stick.
Mud
And
just
it's
dried
an
on
inch
me.
and a half
I
all the
want
way
it
through,
wet
and you
again.
guys make it to the other side of the room and are there where the door is open and the water is trickling down into the hallway.
So I will just sit there and give a very self-satisfied, smug look at the two people. At the first two.
Yeah. Something tells me they don't mind showing off by playing The Floor is Lava across the across the floor.
All right, we went through the room.
The top right of the screen. Rashid will remember that.
We walked right by the little pyramid thing.
I think the kobold has the pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh, the kobold has the pyramid.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in a pack.
You should roll dice with it.
Got a 2.
Okay, the walls and ceiling of this hallway are coated with slime. The floor of the passage is covered with a layer of mud. Through this muck, a steady stream of water trickles northward. That's where you open the door. The stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks in the slime, crisscrossing the walls and ceiling. Along the east wall of the passage stands a 12-foot tall stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing and holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of its socket, balancing on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and the nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched.
We've seen this before. This thing's gonna come alive.
Visual aid?
Oh.
Visual aid.
Thank you for the visual aid.
It's got a
And
dangly eye.
it's 12 feet tall.
Yes.
And it has a weapon nearby, a big sword.
Oh, it's back.
No,
On its back.
it's been stabbed into its back.
And it's got scratches and stuff.
Right.
Not erosion. Scratches and gaps.
It's been alive.
Yes,
before.
and one of its eyes are falling out.
Panther?
And it's got a So like the previous crew that came through here, the ones who made it farther than we did, they just left that sword wedged in it so it couldn't move.
Magical.
So I guess I should mention, because we're not playing with a map and it's not in this block text here, that statue is on the east wall, and just north of that statue is a set of double doors.
Okay.
So there's the statue. You've basically come to a point in the hallway where there's a statue on the east wall and doors on the north wall.
Okay, but the statue is like holding a tray, like
Do we
like
want to
a
disturb and
board,
get the
offering?
good
like
stuff?
a bored waiter at a party.
Yes. Yeah.
Like he's sitting there waiting for us to set our glasses on it.
Right, like one of those like carved bear things you might see in the Smoky Mountains or something
Right,
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Mage Hand put the pyramid on the tray.
Old move, Cotton.
Yeah.
I was thinking it.
The defense wasn't expecting that. Let me check my sheet.
That's what sets off the fireball trap. How many urns do you carry?
Just one. Just one.
Oh, good. That increases from 13 to 14 d6.
Okay. When the pyramid lands on the tray, you can kind of see the statue, like, just the least perceptible amount of wobble forward whenever the extra weight is added to the tray.
Tray comes down, thing opens up, and then
you
we're
see
gonna
that?
be attacked by 12 foot
Yeah.
army.
Do we put more on it, or?
There was 5 other figurines in the room behind us.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab some of those. Do the same thing. I'm
Well,
just gonna
each
put all
time
the-
you pick up one of the figurines, something bad could happen. Maybe.
Put that 25 pounds of oil on that tray. That
I
way
could-
he's holding.
I have
his,
to put. It'd be 2 trips.
So this is my favorite place to put in. Are you sure you want to do that?
This is the let's make a deal
I
part.
said it.
See, he's been to law school, so he knows that you just stick
Yeah,
with
sure.
it. Yeah. Okay, so you grab all of the things and you stick them on there, and like every time that you kind of place another one on the
It
tray,
leans.
it kind of like wobbles a little bit, but it always sort of returns to where it's stationed there against the wall.
So they're all on.
Yep.
All the deities, so everyone's happy.
You either not
That means
pissed
if
off
you pull
any
the
god,
sword
or
out,
we
his
pissed
back
off
will fall
all
over.
the gods.
Do we want the sword?
Asks
Is
Broman.
is the sword stone like part of the statue, or is
Or
it?
is it like a sword? Like metallic?
The sword, upon a further inspection, is a very fine piece of steel that is sheathed in the statue's back. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's inset with jagged teeth of obsidian.
Do we want to check it out for traps? Or
I don't want to get near
The
this
trap is
station.
probably the thing that wields it.
There is no more satisfying thing than letting people with poor willpower kill themselves.
What'll it be?
the sword?
So bromance.
The sword.
Broman's the sword. Let me see. I gotta find
Here, have +1 to the inevitable save. Now go in peace.
We're going fast.
We're in pieces.
I want to go fast, Mama.
So it's oh god. The statue is 12 feet. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna get the sword. The statue is 12 feet tall. Okay, So in order to get to where the sword is, you're going to have to get up, maybe stand on the tray to get the
I'm pretty
easiest.
big.
He's proficient in athletics.
Yeah,
I'm efficient,
I know,
athletic, and dexterity.
sure. My point is that like I don't care how big you are.
It's high.
Yeah, it's like above your head, so you're gonna have to climb up on the statue, and like the easiest way that you see would be to stand on the tray.
Oh, and it'll. I bet you it does more than wobble.
Probably sends like 180 amps through you, and then
Yeah, I'll climb up there and get it.
I take cover
Rashid is
behind
just
the door.
slack-jawed.
You guys can hide first.
And they
you
called
guys wanna
us
hide
idiots
first?
for jumping on the pedestals?
Some of us already are
They're,
hiding.
they're all hiding except me.
Yeah, I'll slip
If a
over
weight
into it.
of more than 100 pounds is applied to the tray,
Yeah.
the statue overbalances and topples into the hall. Anyone on the statue or under it must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. So I'll be benevolent and say that you guys probably cleared the way whenever the barbarian was climbing on the statue. But the barbarian is going to have to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw. Roll a D20 and add your dexterity bonus to it and try to beat a 15.
Ooh, be good. No. That's a 10.
Take 7 bludgeoning damage as the statue falls atop.
That's not the end of the world at all.
Not bad, is it?
Behind the toppled statue is a narrow passage 4 feet above the floor.
I'm down to 30. I still have 31 left, so I'm good.
So now,
You want me to take some time and throw a heal
Now,
on
when you were
Can you heal me a
raging,
little bit?
do you get damage reduction?
Yeah, he's half damage.
Oh, okay. So that's what resistance means? Half damage? That's,
Yes.
So
that's amazing.
I'm not sure how.
Oh, so I can 31, 18. I'll
he has
take
no
half of it
AC,
back.
so
Well, right.
Yeah, yeah. It's anything
So
but
anything you took
magical.
while you were in the fight
Oh.
and raging, you have.
can be
But
divided.
most of mine was poison, though.
Okay.
Poison is
Poison,
not
I get it.
We might just
I
remember
have-
that for the next time. But
Right.
basically, while you're raging, everything you take is halved.
as long as it's a physical, like if
Okay.
like,
Yeah, it's
not
not
Right.
like bludgeoning,
Back on.
slashing.
I don't want
or
to put a bunch
piercing,
back
right?
on,
Like if
but
somebody
I
does
put-
inflict wounds, he's going to get all of
Yeah.
it.
Because I'm down 28 right now.
Well, here, let's take a few minutes
Probably
and heal
8
you
back
up.
to make me 20.
You guys have 60 minutes left in the dungeon.
All right.
Put me to 30.
I'm gonna jump up,
9.
scout ahead a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So just
will
are you
heal
scouting?
13
So you're
back.
scouting ahead.
13
There's the
back. That
doors
gets
to
me
the
back
north,
up
and there's the
the
passageway to
passageway.
the east.
The passageway.
I'm back up to 52.
You mean to roll
Um,
anything?
Water beads collect upon the walls of this narrow passage, and the flooring is cold and damp. A low ceiling, only 5 feet tall, further cramps this dank place.
Is there any magical
thing's
spells on the
still 2
sword?
feet above my
Or is it just
head.
a regular sword.
How far down this narrow passage do you want to go, Skuttle?
15 feet.
Yeah, it turns, like you're heading east, and it turns north about 25 feet from the entrance, so about 10 feet away from where you are.
Can I check to see if the remaining 10 feet is trapped, or if there is anything that I see that make Skuttle not want to go that way?
Right. Roll for a trap check.
14.
You do not see any traps or anything that's terribly disconcerting.
Get against the inside corner and slink down the last 10 feet. Take a gander down the hallway.
Yeah, the hallway heads north for another 40 feet, where it ends in a block of stone.
This hallway's clear.
I'm saying this down back through the passageway.
It's gonna be kind of tight for you guys. Pretty roomy in here for me still. But there's another hallway about 40, 50 feet. There's a stone at the end. I don't really know anything else.
Crawl down there. It's big enough for us to crawl through.
It's about 2 feet above my head.
Yeah, we can stoop and get in there.
All right. Was his sword worth it?
I got a sword.
Oh, you want me to tell you the sword?
Yeah, what do I get in the sword?
Yeah,
A good sword?
not bad.
Magic sword?
No, that's a very good question. The sword, I know it's a +1 long sword. I think that the obsidian teeth, And then reach the sword, statue, tray, stone cutting.
I'm trying to process about.
Sword is a +1 longsword in fine condition, made of laminated wood, inset with jagged teeth of obsidian. So it's a wooden sword with jagged obsidian teeth. It's a +1 longsword. It deals an extra 2d6 damage to any creature of the plant type because of its solid teeth.
It's a big machete.
Yeah, so just hang on to it for plants.
That's like
It's a lot of extra damage.
It's just
We'll hang on to
it's
it.
just your it's a standard
Hedge
Central
trimmer.
American sword.
yeah.
Yeah, obsidian was easier to work than steel for them.
So,
Okay, so
I said we crawl down the hallway and meet up.
narrow passage instead of the doors. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's blocked at the end, maybe it's something that can be pushed out.
We'll check.
Theoretically, on whoever might be taking the other way.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out this way. Man.
Yeah, so there is a stone block at the end of the hallway, and it looks like it's on some sort of central pivot. Like you could spin it open, but your first efforts to do so, like it doesn't just push open. So think of like a turnstile almost.
Like
Yeah.
you can sneak
Okay.
through.
But it's not like just pushing on it isn't opening it.
Check it for traps.
That is a 9.
Would it turn easier if we applied some oil?
We've got some.
You don't see any traps.
We've acquired oil.
I got some oil.
It looks clear.
WD-40.
Are you
It
gonna
no longer squeaks.
Are you gonna oil it?
No.
What? So it doesn't want to push freely?
No.
What seems to be... Where is it catching?
Why don't you make either an investigation or a perception
I
check?
will aid you.
That's
advantage. Take advantage.
Oh, okay. I might need that. Yeah, much appreciated. 15 perception.
Yeah, there's a catch. And it's at the intersection of the wall and the ceiling at the top. And you just kind of all you have to do is thumb it over, and it looks like it'll swing freely.
Oh, okay. So
We're
rudimentary lock.
malicious. That's where we're stuck in the little hallway.
Come on, those little metal hooks.
Yeah, it's like rudimentary.
We're in the
Like it didn't take
We're in the
much.
trash compactor.
3PO.
Yeah.
Shut down all the trash compactors on tension level.
No.
I'm trying to find where we are now.
We've gone off the map.
Below you, 4 feet below you, out of this narrow passageway, is a hall strewn with mud and flotsam. Water accumulates in the center of the corridor and flows westward to where a stone block in the southern wall where you're standing has shifted sort of out of place. The corridor turns north, and the flow of water follows it, then goes under a door made of bronze-bound wood. The door has a handle and a keyhole.
Want a mage hand check the door?
So
Where we're at?
So there are 2 doors. There's the door that's up the hallway east, and there's the door when the hallway turns north. That's basically at the end of the west. So if you go all the way down the west of the hallway, it turns north and there's a door. And if you go east, then there's doors up there.
Do one of those correspond to the doors that we would have gone through beside the statue? Or are these different places?
It's hard to tell from here. What you can tell is that the door to the east, which is sort of further away from where you just came from, are double doors like the ones were where you were standing. But the ones that would be like kind of where you were standing before, it's just a single door.
Okay.
So it's a different. Want a mage hand it and
east or
see if we
north?
can open the door from where we're at?
Check it for traps.
Yeah.
What are you checking for traps?
Which door are we doing?
The east one?
East door.
East door
So
for
11.
traps.
11.
You don't see any traps, but when you stop at the door, you hear a faint melodious sound coming from the other side. It's
Melodious
hard
is
to
good.
tell whether it's from someone singing or the echoing of dripping water in a giant cavern.
Probably the latter.
It's difficult to tell. That's what it says here.
I'm trying to contemplate exactly that art style.
Is the door... I'll try... I'm not going to open the door.
Doors. Yeah.
I'm
Dripping
going
water.
to back up 10 feet and try it with Mage Hand.
Is this the door with the lock on it? The keyhole?
Yeah, is this the door that's locked?
Or that has a keyhole? I don't know if it's locked.
This is not the door with the keyhole.
Okay.
This is double doors.
So we can mage hand that one, maybe.
I can Mage Hand the locked door too.
Yeah, Ledger Domain's pretty sick. But
I can use these tools with my Mage Hand.
Oh, cool.
It's a special arcane trickster ability. So in game speak, if you rogue far enough, then you can get a little bit of wizard in your rogue and make your rogue even more special.
Yeah, I can unlock the door from here with a pick set.
It would be a floating lockpick was really what happened. Yeah. So the door kind of opens slowly, and from where you sit, seeing into the room, you see a room that is lit by soft light, and it reveals a section of rocky beach. And beyond the beach is a pool of glowing water. So Broman won't even need his torch in here because the water is glowing a little bit. And the whole room is framed by a crystal cavern. Since you were so quiet and standoffish whenever you opened the door, you can see sitting on the beach in front of the crystalline pool a woman. She is young and slim with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates a soft, silvery light even through her shawl, white as the froth of waves. She is singing a strange melody in an unrecognizable language. After finishing her song, she enters the water in a long, arching dive.
I hope you've enjoyed this extra life content. If you're interested in updates from Team WV Fox, follow us on Facebook. In addition to event updates and details, there are opportunities to win some excellent prizes, such as a copy of the 7th Sea 2nd Edition Core Rulebook published by John Wick Presents. If you would like to support Maximum Pew Pew and WV Fox, please visit tinyurl.com/maxpewpew to make a tax-deductible donation today. All donors supporting my donation efforts will be announced at the end of every Extra Life episode on Maximum Pew Pew. This week, I would like to thank the Bailey family, Scott, Jonathan, Jason, Bailey, the Lutz family, Hillary, Shannon, Melissa, Laura, Debbie B., Kimberly, Caitlin, Amber, Carrie, Debbie J., Britta, Holly, and our anonymous donors for their donation to Team WV Fox and the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Please look forward to the official Team WV Fox Marathon event, starting Saturday, May 4th, 2019 at the James Mark Building, located at 901 Courier Street, Charleston, West Virginia. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio, original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.